Yeah. Here we go. Alright, here we go.
Srg Violet. Your face is a pixel.
Yep, that's true. That's on. I tried to do something stylized, and everyone's just like, what's wrong with your webcam? No, I forgot. Everyone thinks the default. Everyone should run HD texture packs and shouldn't play Minecraft pixelated anyway. So never mind. Ah, someone really went nuts on the.
Srg Violet. Can I join?
There is okay. So I'm not the one who's running the server itself. There is an application. If you're a content creator, you can fill out. I do have my own Minecraft server you can join. That's not this. But yeah, those are really my only two answers. Is if you stream or record anything, you can fill out the form, or you can join my server instead. But yeah, and even then, like, it's not a requirement to always be streaming and recording. You just have to do it in general. I think the water's one of the coolest things, like especially the reflection when it comes to shaders. But oh, I don't know what this does. But that was definitely built after. Hmm. I guess. Another portal's been open. That was an interesting effect on that. Shouldn't think. Oh. Dirt somewhere, right? How do I not have any dirt? There we go. This stack of it. That'll do. We need it to... be a bit of a placeholder. Not to mention, I think I want to... Oh, people are leaving. Oh, god damn it. With smooth stone, stay smooth stone. Oh. Hey, why am I swimming when I... Oh, some of these trees are in the way. Uh, well, now it's just me. God, can't just all the recipes be unlocked? I'm tired of having to pull up a separate site. Get just a piece of iron and 3 regular stone. Okay, that's easy enough. Guess that'll work, but I'll have to redesign the bridge a bit. Wait, actually, even doing that might be easier from the. Really? Huh. Probably smart. The only thing too is it'd be smarter. Like I don't want to leave the hole there, but it'd be smarter to run the bed and come back. Alright then. Oh. And I guess the waterfall accident made is what made that into obsidian.
TNT 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 TNT. How long you gonna be on the server, Swanky Box?
I don't know. This is Honestly, my only goal was to finish the bridge, and then I was gonna probably get off after that, just because hard drive space is kind of an issue, so I do need to get to the editing stuff. Like, I've literally been moving footage straight into my external storage because I have a lot of old footage from various things I need to organize through, but someone on Discord's like, hey, you should get on the server. I'm like, well, I can at least, like, hopefully finish this bridge that I've been meaning to make to the other side of the river. It just mostly needs a lot of cobblestone and stone and smooth stone. So just more cold. I mean, I guess I could make a couple buckets of lava and feel the first that way if I had the... Because infinite lava also means infinite furnace fuel. Even if that does still seem kind of wasteful. Even though lava gives you a lot of fuel, it doesn't, like, create stacks, so you just have the one bucket in at a time. Huh. But yeah, the plan was just to make the bridge. Need lots of cobble. Lots and lots of cobble. Hopefully some coal. I mean, I guess I could make charcoal, but still.
That gen with the music. Mimecrat.
Yeah, Definitely playing Minecraft, Jan. How's it going?
That Jen with the music. I literally just woke up.
Well, alright then, Jan. Gold. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. More diamond. Oh, that's fine, but not what I'm looking for right now. I mean, mainly just stone and coal for the project I'm doing. I'm just working on a bridge.
That Jen with the music. Are you singing Gem Boy Cake?
Am I? I mean, I was kind of oh, you know what? I've been getting that song stuck in my head because Amethyst is a thing that's in the game now, and it keeps making me think. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You know, I don't know. I've been. Oh, why has there not been any coal? I thought coal was supposed to be really common. Where is all the coal? It's kinda dark in here. Cause my shader pack makes it even darker than normal. I mean, I guess I could just take, for now, just take one of these torches and hold it out like this. I light my path till I find some coal and can put some more torches down to prevent actual mob spawning. Now, seriously, where's the damn coal? Am I actually gonna have to resort to making charcoal?
Finally, amethyst, diamond, lapis lazuli, obsidian. Now we need like 500 more.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, I might actually have to, I don't know why, I just have this adverse to making charcoal because, like, wood could be used for tools.
That Jen with the music.
But you can also just find a lot of coal.
Cake when no pickaxe.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, I would just mine it until I use my pickaxes. No pickaxe. Oh. Oh, yeah, one of the other players had stairs, alright. Alright, so yeah, so this is the current project, just getting this bridge across the river. Going outside to cut down more wood. Because I guess I'll have to resort to charcoal. Even though it's not really that much difference, but still. I usually just find so much coal that I never need to bother with charcoal. It's not even the extra charcoal itself, it's the fact that this is kind of making me eat my words from a long time ago. Where I said I never needed Charcoal.
That gen with the music. Charcoal.
Yep. That's one of those things. Like, I don't know. It's probably just, I mean, it definitely is just an ego thing, but I remember being like, oh yeah, they had charcoal, but I'm not going to ever use it because coal is just so abundant. But then I also know people that, like, so, there were some friends that play Minecraft and they literally never bothered with coal. Like, they don't even mine it because they just make charcoal with wood and just have a really intensive tree farm. I think both are valid approaches, but I feel like if you want the most efficient resource usage, you'd be using both. Depending on the circumstances, but, you know. I don't know, think about it, but I guess the annoying thing is they don't stack together, so you kind of want to stick to one or the other just so that you can keep everything neat together. Why is the apple represented by a whole basket of apples? You're not just eating one apple, you're eating the whole basket.
With the music. I bought the Funny Mario 3D collection at retail price physically in a real GameStop.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep emulating it, because fuck the limited release practice. Not to mention, the emulated version's better, especially on my PC, where I can run it like in HD. And that applies to all three of the games, like Mario Galaxy HD.
That gen with the music. Limited release my ass.
Yeah, well, okay, the thing is, they're not making any more physical copies. They just haven't sold them all yet. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Walmarts and Targets bought a truckload of them, knowing they would sell eventually because they're Mario. Because let's face it, even the... And since the Switch is selling like mad too, so, you know, they know they're going to eventually sell them, even if it takes years. Or say they don't ever sell them, at least while any that do sell will still sell at full price. Because scalpers are going to scalp all the used copies.
That gen with the music. I still see Mario Game and Watches.
Oh yeah, I understand the Mario Game and Watches, because, I mean, who really cares about those, honestly? I mean, I kind of want the Zelda one. Even though I'm kind of disappointed it has the black and white version of Link's Awakening and not the color version, but whatever, I guess. I'm surprised more of the Mario Game Watches don't sell after the hackings happen, though, because people have been hacking those, I believe. Put whatever the hell games they want on the emulator. I think the only limitations that it has to, you can't be anything bigger than the size of the Mario ROM. And unfortunately, Mario's one of the smaller games, so you are somewhat limited. But, you know, with the Zelda one, though, since it has like 3 different Zelda games on there...
That gen with the music. I like the pictures in the game and watch, but I guess I could just download those.
Well, I mean, the Game & Watch is neat. I always kind of wanted to own an actual Game & Watch, like one with the LCD screen, because I always thought there was a charm to the way the artist had to design the screen. Especially one of the dual screen ones, like the Donkey Kong game and the old Zelda one. Although there is a website, if you can, of course, it's going to be a bit harder to play on this website now that Flash has been abandoned, but there's a website where you can play, like, the Game & Watch, not really emulation, but simulation of all the old, like, Game & Watch and Tiger Electronic games. The trick nowadays, though, is you have to run, like, an old browser that still actually supports Flash. Which I'm sure still exists for the very specific purpose of playing old games, but...
That gen with the music. Nintendo made an accurate Game & Watch release for Club Nintendo. Sadly, Club Nintendo is no longer real.
Even then, I tried to earn enough points to get it, and it was always not available. Like, I think a long time before they even ended Club Nintendo, they'd already just discontinued making those, but just left it as always sold out because they knew they were going to discontinue the entire Club Nintendo before too long anyway. I mean, I'm sure they sold them for a while, but at least the entire time I was using it, they were never available. Because I kind of got on that train late with the 3DS, but still. It was nice getting, like, free Metroids or whatever. Though now I just hack my 3DS and put whatever games I wanted on it anyway, so. Because I am poor. I try to buy, like, new releases when there's a new release I can afford. When my paycheck aligns with a new game release, and also I don't hack the current system anyway, both because I'm liable to get banned, and also, you know, I do have some limits.
That gen with the music. I am still tempted to get a 3DS, just to play the games I missed.
Oh yeah, especially if you're willing to hack it. I mean, the 3DS in general is still a pretty decent deal just because of its, because you get the entire you get the entire DS library, plus the entire 3DS library and the entire DS library. Plus, if you're willing to hack, you get a plethora of emulators for NES, SNES. 64 is a bit much, unfortunately, but although I think someone did make a DS port of the recreation of Super Mario 64 at least, though. Similarly, you could just play Super Mario 64 DS, and I think people have been working on hacks to make the circle pad work with it like a proper analog stick, basically by abusing the touchscreen controls. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know that people have been working on that with PC emulators. I just don't know if they figured.
That gen with the music. I could play the SM64 source code port.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, actually, I think that one. Oh yeah, right. That one does have. The only thing though is it's kind of a weird because okay, you have the source code port, but then you have the DS version, D-pad analog stick, better camera control. You know, like it's not. People argue over which one's the actual better version all the time. Because like okay, so you have the analog stick with one version, but then
that
the D-pad with the other. But
if I hack it, I think I'll keep it legit for a while.
I don't know, there's. Oh yeah, also people figured out how to make it so you can put regular DS ROMs, and also if you hack it, you can install the DSi PictoChat channel onto your 3DS, so you can just have PictoChat right there on the home screen, as if it were a DSiWare release. Obviously, that one's only. Well, I mean, you could doodle on it either way, but that one's really more if you have friends who also have DSs.
That gen with the music. That should have been a default thing instead of like a secret thing.
Oh well, the PictoChat does not. You say a secret thing as if they made it a secret. Like, they literally the PictoChat thing wasn't on there at all. They just ripped it out of the DSi and hacked it into the 3DS. Like, it's not officially on there at all. I think the main thing was that the PictoChat for the DS was only ever meant to be a tech demo for wireless play anyway. Just for Nintendo to be like, hey, look, the DS does wireless. They never really cared about how well it was received or anything. It was just a slap together thing to show the world that the wireless worked.
That gen with the music. I swear the 3DS already has PictoChat by default when you play it in DS download play MOF. That gen with the
No,
music.
it does.
Mode asterisk.
I mean, here's the thing: is in theory, I think the PictoChat app was stripped out of it.
JC Hernandez 03. I farted.
Good for you. Is PictoChat hidden in the 3DS?
Here's some information for is PictoChat on Nintendo 3DS? Here's a summary from Nintendo Fandom. PictoChat is a program that is built in with the Nintendo DS, Nintendo DS Lite, Nintendo DSi, and Nintendo DSi XL. For Nintendo 3DS, Wii U, and
Yeah, there's nothing on that. Like, people have hacked the game onto there, but it's like, yes, the DS download play software does run a portion of the DS's original firmware, but they'd stripped that. They stripped the firmware down to only what's necessary to run DS games, and also the download play app. The rest of the DS's firmware isn't
Gen
on
with
there.
the music. Huh. I guess it didn't.
Yeah. And even then, I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't be surprised if the DS download play was actually the DSi version of the download play in isolation, since the DSi kind of had separate apps. Oh, the guy was talking to me in game chat and I was distracted, but... Oh well. Back to working on the bridge.
That gen with the music. Wait, I wonder if someone made a hack that replaces the stripped down DS firmware with the official DSi firmware and thus have a virtual DSi like the Wii U has a virtual Wii.
I don't think the DSi firmware would work on the original DS due to hardware changes. Because unlike, say, a computer, the consoles tend to have, like, software that heavily relies on the software being the exact software. They don't test how it would work if you were to just replace stuff. So even if someone did, I imagine a lot of it would break, like, immediately. Not to mention the DS itself doesn't, like, unlike the DSi, the DS itself doesn't have any room for expandable or additional storage, so whatever they do would have to fit on the original chip. It wouldn't be something anyone could just install easily because you would need custom hardware to install it, even if you could. And that's assuming the firmware isn't on a ROM chip, which can't be rewritten anyway, since it would be read-only memory.
That gen with the music. Bro, the 3DS still has some of the original GBA hardware, just to play GBA games, even though it doesn't have a GBA slot. It's a leftover from DS Lite and yes, is used for the GBA Virtual Console.
Well, yeah, Nintendo tends to reuse a lot of stuff anyway. Like, I'm sure I think the Wii U still has some GameCube hardware too. Just because if it's, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Hell, if I recall, I think the Ambassador software used some hacky workarounds to run the Game Boy game directly off the DS's mode, the original DS's Game Boy Advance mode.
That gen with the music. Yes, the Wii U can definitely play GameCube games.
I mean, yeah, I mean, people, I mean, with homebrew, people even got a step further and made the GameCube adapter work with it, I think, too. Now, whether or not I can actually read GameCube discs is a different thing, because I think disc often will need a very specific disc reader sometimes, depending on how they made the disc. So even if all the rest of the hardware was correct, if the disc reader, all it takes is the disc reader not be the kind of disc reader that can read that kind of disc, and suddenly the disc won't read. But I know you can side load them off a flash drive. Oh, yeah, there we go. Shame the 3DS capture card I had a while back broke. I mean, I got a replacement regular DS capture card, but I can't capture 3DAs with that. There's 3DAs. 3DS games with that. Although I can still play the original DS game with someone else who just has a 3DS due to that backwards compatibility, but... And I know you can technically hack your 3DS to stream via software, but the frame rate on that's so terrible because the 3DS doesn't really have the spare hardware power to handle the video encoding after playing the game.
That gen with the music. The Wii was a slightly tougher GameCube. A Wii U is a slightly tougher Wii. Wii U literally has a GameCube in it and Nintendo still refused to add GC, and yes, I am mad even though disc reading is different.
I'm also pretty sure I don't think it has 100% of the GameCube components does. I think there's some stuff that's missing or upgraded. At least for it to run like GameCube games in a way that they felt comfortable releasing as a product. 'Cause that's another thing too, is companies tend to have higher standards for themselves than Acme jobs will have. Like, oh wait, some of the pixels are off, we can't, you know, like, they're a bit weird, though sometimes I don't know, companies will make weird decisions about what they will allow themselves to make or not make sometimes, I guess. Like, no, we cannot release this unless some arbitrary feature no one but us cares about.
The music. Using Wii Homebrew on Wii U reveals that GCN games still run.
Well, I think what the real rub is Nintendo wasn't going to release GameCube compatibility unless the controller slots were built into the console. And I think that's just a rule they had for themselves, and since they didn't want to make room for the actual controller ports and memory card slots, they weren't going to add official GameCube support. You know, it's just one of those things, because companies will make arbitrary rules for themselves that people making hacks and stuff don't have to follow.
That gen with the music.
Know?
Damn.
It's like when a company tries to get the rights to Superman, and they have to make the shade of red the perfect shade of red. That's his official color. Even, you know, though that's something that doesn't really matter to the quality of the game.
That gen with the music. At first I wanted Wii U support on the NX. Gladly glad that is not the case.
Well, unlike the Wii U and the Wii, the NX actually is a completely different hardware spec, which you can take into video for. since Nintendo hired them to make that. Though one thing you can do on the NX really easy if you hack is install Android onto it, and it works pretty well. People have even made a version of Android that works with the Joy-Cons specifically for it. And they even got the HDMI out through the USB-C working. So you can actually have a proper Android Switch out of your Switch. At that point, you don't have to care if you get banned because you don't even have the original OS on there to play the original games anyway. And some people jokingly use the Xbox Remote Cloud app to play Halo on their Switch. Even though it's kind of cheating because it's just a cloud app. It's not really running on the hardwire, but, you know, whatever. Be like if I just ran Parsec on my Switch and claimed I was running TF2 on it.
That gen with the music. Installs Android on Switch. Installs Dolphin. Installs Mario Galaxy and Sunshine. Installs Mupen 64. Installs Mario 64. Super Mario 3-Dimensional Collection Real Official.
I don't know how well Dolphin works on Switch. Dolphin, Switch, Android. Okay, isn't interested. No one else seems to be as heavily into Horizon and Retro Check Day. You can run. Okay, so most people trying to get Dolphin to run on Android are trying to do it by, because there's a version of RetroArch that was made for Switch via hacks or like a homebrew of it, and that's how most people are trying to get Dolphin to run on it rather than the Android, which is probably smarter because that'll probably run a lot better than the Android port.
That gen with the music. You could overclock your Switch on docked mode. Although it's risky.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous about overclocking. Just not that. Yeah, I know overclocking you can see some really awesome results, especially these days where manufacturers will sometimes deliberately underclock their systems to ensure longevity. So sometimes when you're overclocking things, you're really just undoing the underclock. You know, sometimes.
That gen with the music. Me on my way to overclock my Switch to play Doki Doki Literature Club in 4K 60 FPS with RTX on.
What would there even be to RTX in? I know I'm thinking of ray tracing, not RTX, but.
That gen with the music. DDLC Plus runs on Unity, so it's fair game.
It still isn't largely just a 2D game anyway.
That gen with the music. It's completely 3D.
Well, okay, I haven't actually seen Doki Doki Plus, but
That gen with the music. I mean 2D.
yeah. That is what I thought, but oh, wait a minute. Head back over here. Da, da. I'm gonna put the. I think it's. I did shove just shove the. Oh, somewhere here, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Work on wheat.
That gen with the music. So what exactly are you doing in the game?
Oh, if I know. There was originally going to be some
That gen
faction
with
thing
the
going
music.
on, but they all changed their mind.
Oh, you have proxy mod on.
Oh yeah, there's proxy mod on. Just no one's nearby. There was originally going to be some faction thing where like one faction was like pure and righteous and don't do anything, don't use like nether or magic because all that's a witchcraft, and they view the use of that stuff as a witchcraft. And there'd be other factions that would progressively be more okay with using magic.
How does proxy mod work?
If someone's near you, you hear them, and they even sound like they're on the left and right side. I mean, use fabric. It actually does use like your microphone and stuff in the client. It's neat. I did use it the other day. I keep meaning to ask the moderator if they can increase the range a little bit, because I swear, like, if someone's 5 chunks away from you, you stop hearing them, despite the fact that you have a max chunk render distance of 12. You use the multiplayer.
That gen with the music. Is it a custom client or?
It uses Fabric. It's a Fabric mod. Well, there's also a Forge version too, and a Spigot plugin in case you want to run Spigot on the server, but people will still need to use either the Forge mod or Fabric mod on the client side. In theory, I could.
With the music. I've never used Fabric.
Yeah, technically, I could use it on my server and still have the server as a whole be Bedrock compatible, but people on Bedrock wouldn't be able to use the mod. So, like, people on PC could have like their own private proxy voice chats that Pocket players can't join, even though they're all playing in the same world together. Because I don't think installing the Spigot plugin prevents people that don't have the mod from joining. I've got... Yeah, but Fabric's just another variant on Forge, only except I think Fabric is also meant to be a bit more optimized. Though in order to use Omnifine with it, you have to use this bridge mod called OmniFabric. And what this does is this literally loads Omnifine for Fabric. Because Omnifine is actually a Forge mod. And I did install a Twitch mod, but unfortunately the way it works is it broadcasts Twitch chat into the entire server chat, which means I'm basically spamming if I have it on. I thought it would just put it in my chat, but that's not how that works. Apparently. Yeah. Oh, that dirt didn't even despawn. Interesting.
Catso McFatso. Hi.
Hey, Catso McFaxo, welcome to the stream.
Catso McFatso. I'm Faulty Marcus BTW.
Oh, Faulty Marcus? Alright. Well, how's it going? Didn't expect anyone to be on D-Live who's in here. Of course, I use multi-stream, so I'm on YouTube, Twitch, D-Live, and Trovo, and Facebook all at the same time, so that's a thing.
Blue. Hello Cake, when do we get murder?
I don't know. I've been mostly peaceful so far, plus also the faction stuff they've been changing their mind on, so I have no idea how things work now, honestly. Like, originally there's going to be this thing where it's medieval times, and like the Kingdom faction hunts down anyone that uses the Nether or anything else they consider to be witchcraft. And there's some other factions that progressively are more open to using the magical items, but also are more hunted down by the main faction that forbids it. Or like every faction that allows less witchcraft would have hunted the factions that allow more of it. Progressively. But they just kind of dropped the whole thing, so now I have no idea what the hell the lore setup is, but... Plus also, it's hard to have murder when I'm the only player on at the moment. Not that I really want to be making enemies.
Blue. Make all the enemies cake.
No. I don't want to be hunted down by everyone on the damn game. I'd rather get free stuff from people.
Blue. But if you're hunted down, you can get more content out of it.
Yeah, I also get content from hanging out with people. Or, you know, when other people are fighting, I have to make a decision on who I want to defend.
Blue. Also, this texture pack confuses me.
What do you mean? It's meant to be like all medievally.
I don't know, it's just weird.
Wait, hey, Faulty. Hey, now I can more easily explore this side of the river. I am doing alright. I know what. I mean, that's. Like, did it on the Google. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. So I know what they said the lore was initially, but I just don't know. It's like someone said something about them making changes, and that's I'm a bit confused over. Also, previously someone did give me a golden chest of Curse of Binding, and I put it on in an ironic series of events where I was initially suspicious, but them telling me about it is what distracted me when I was right-clicking stuff and I put it on.
That Jen with the music. I am still here just listening.
Alright, all the wheat grew back. Not wheat, sugarcane. The wheat is growing back, but it's not done yet.
Blue. Hi Jan.
Berries. All the berries in the world.
That Jen with the music. Hello Blue.
I spent all that work on the bridge, but it's really not that hard to get around the river. I just like making bridges. Oh, hey, it's a wolf. Eh. Do I have any lore planned? I'm just...
Blue. I prefer burning bridges, honestly.
Of course you do. Have you ever read the Dresden Files? All except when Dresden talks about burning bridges, he means literal bridges. Because everything around him tends to kind of burst into flames. In the most literal sense. That's because fire magic is usually his method of dealing with combat. Let me think. I don't even know what I want to think about. I do need to make new axe, though.
That gen with the music. Yin and yang. There's always a cake and most definitely always a blue.
Have you ever watched the movie, God, I think it's called Invincible? The one where, like, the one guy, like, has, like, superpowers and is super strong, but then, like, his opposite tries to find him. Like, the guy who's, like, his opposite, the guy who's has bones of glass. And the guy who has, like, bones of glass, like, is really in the comics, and he feels like, you know, with him being so fragile, he can't really do a whole lot of good in the world. Except maybe find his opposite, who has, like, super strength, and be a villain, so that he has to become a superhero and start saving people. So, like, literally, he becomes a villain for the greater good to inspire his opposite to become the hero.
You mean the show? Think cake, think. Is it the show?
Hold on, what?
Blue. As soon as you said Invincible, I just thought about the Amazon show TBH.
Okay, movies, bones made of glass, opposites. Oh, Unbreakable, that's the name of the movie. Unbreakable movie.
Unbreakable, split, glass.
I don't know about the other movies, but... Not to mention, Unbreakable is one of the few Shyamalan films that a lot of people unironically love. Because
that
just
gen with the music. Invincible vs Unbreakable movie when?
God gets... Oh yeah, Invincible. God, Invincible is the one where the Superman kills off the Justice League or whatever. God, I'm not sure those premises are even compatible in the slightest. Other than the fact that they both happen to contain, like, superpowers and stuff, but... Well, one's, like, parody DC, and the other is, like, a world where, like, that just believes in every action has an equal and opposite reaction, so if one guy was born with bones of glass, that means at the same time, somewhere else in the world, someone has to be born with super strength. And that was the whole... That was the base premise of the movie. Was just, you know, the guy with the bones of glass trying to find his opposite to become a villain to kickstart his origin story as a hero. Oh, yeah, right. I think the thing I wanted to bring with me was a bit of wood. Or maybe a second pickaxe as well. Do one last mining trip before I go. Any?
That Jen with the music. If someone was born sexy, someone else was born ugly. If someone was born with no arms, someone was born with 4.
Yeah, that's the general idea. I mean, I don't think the movie doesn't go that deep, but that is the idea at least.
That Jen with the music. If someone was born with 0 genetic difference, someone was born, oh God. Oh God.
The advice I gave him was entirely non-useful, because basically, it can be found anywhere between Y70 and Bedrock. It's basically like saying, it can be found in the ground.
That Jen with the music. You can mine at a mine.
If you can craft, you can mine. Or use a sword, you decide. Only one way through the night. We technically just described 2 ways. Or use a sword, you decide. And if he doesn't explicitly... Yeah, if you're crafting a mine, or use a sword. So that's 2 ways you can survive the night. Mining. Just to cap off a little bit. Hopefully I find some useful
Blue.
stuff.
Amethyst spawns in geodes and one of the blocks in it is budding amethyst, which can have more amethyst grow on it slowly.
Okay, where do you find that? Like, is there specific biomes?
That Jen with the music. The best place to mine coal is anywhere from Bedrock to Y70. The fastest way to craft is by crafting. Every 60 seconds in Africa a minute passes. Blue. But you can also get regular amethyst blocks in there because it is an amethyst geode, of course.
Okay, but how do you find an amethyst geode? Like, okay, that's great. It's like you can... It's like telling someone you can make ketchup from tomatoes, but not telling them how to grow tomatoes. Like...
Blue. No specific way of finding it, just luck.
Yeah, I suspect it just because it's new and people haven't...
Blue. I guess caving works.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Just like, remember back when there was the rumor that finding lava meant you were more likely to find diamond? Which had some truth, only in that the lava caves provided a bunch of open space, so you immediately saw a lot of exposed blocks, but there wasn't any, like, rule in the game that made diamonds more likely to spawn near lava or anything. Which a lot of people assumed was the case.
Blue. Most of the amethyst geodes I've found have been in caves now that I think about it.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder if that's the rule or if it's just easier to find them in caves due to the fact that caves expose a large area. Like, I'll be curious one way or the other. Like, I don't care which ends up being true, just, you know, the fact that we don't know for sure yet.
That gen with the music. Here's a strange question, are me's OCS?
I mean, technically isn't every character creator an OC creator? I mean, in World of Warcraft, when you make a character, that technically is your OC, isn't it?
That gen with the music. Finally I can say I have an OC. Blue. Not even just large areas get exposed, they just kinda end up spawning in dead-end paths of caves. That gen with the music. That isn't me, and is also me.
Alright, Chad.
That gen with the music. It isn't me but it's me. Me and me are different. A me can represent me but is not me. Me is no less me than me.
Alright then.
NE15 Sun 64. You.
Hey, Annie Son, how's it going?
NE15 Sun 64. Me is me. Me loves Jan.
Doing some digging.
Sarah Bufera. Noob. That gen with the music. Me might recognize me depending on the game.
I mean, they never
But
claimed to be
otherwise
good,
me does not acknowledge me past the fact that he is me.
And Facebook's so rude. I mean, I suppose compared to the Minecraft speedrunner, I'm definitely a big noob, but I mean, I also know a fair bit of what I'm doing. Compared to a brand new
Sarah
player.
Buffera. Noob.
Are you even watching? I'm pretty sure you're just copying and pasting noob. And don't actually. In fact, I'm not. Are you even. In fact, I think what makes me a noob is the fact I'm trying to engage with you. Oh, creeper. You know what? I had torch out. I wouldn't have been able to shield anyway. Oh.
Sarah Buffera. Noob.
Torch.
Blue. A Minecraft speedrunner could have killed those creepers in 8 milliseconds. SMH noob. That Jen with the music.
Ah!
YouTube chat, hello. Twitch, hello Twitch emote. Facebook, fuck off, I hate you, so let me watch you for an hour despite the fact that I've clearly shown that I dislike you.
Yeah, I know, right? Also, YouTube, Facebook's the one site where chat doesn't get put into Facebook chat, just because the way Facebook works is that the actual comment section for the stream is what works with as chat.
That Jen with the music. Yes.
Let's see, I know it's on the left. You know,
That Jen
given
with
that's
the music. I can piss on Facebook and they will definitely know because it's being displayed and read out loud.
Yeah, as long as they're actually watching, of course. This looks kind of like. No, I think I know where I'm going. Now what? No, I think.
Blue. Cake Dream could have beat Minecraft 41 times by now. SMH.
Yeah, I know, right? So my.
That gen with the music.
Yeah.
Okay, Cake, if we established that me's are OCS, does that mean that theoretically I hypothetically technically kinda own them?
I mean, that gets a bit complicated. Like, for example, when you write a fanfic of something, like, you don't own any of the original setting, but you do own the story. Just not any of the characters or places or locations in it. So, likewise, you can't make a profit off it because you're using someone else's settings, but the owner of the original property can't use your story without your permission because you still own the story
Blue.
itself.
Me on my way to recreate a Jan me, so I own him.
So I do think there is some, but I don't think you're going to win a lawsuit over someone stealing the me you created. Because that's one of those things, too, that,
That gen with the music. So if I unme my me's, they are mine?
Now, I think if you make a me, but then you add someone, if you commission someone to make, like, fan art of them that, like, made specific details about them more clear, then you could say you own the character. Like, you can't, I don't think you can own the me, but you can own the character that you made with the me. If that makes sense. Keep in mind, I'm also not a lawyer. Hashtag not legal advice.
That gen with the music. Finally I can make my 3 Smash me's into real characters.
I do think I lost all the coal I found, which means I'm still short on coal. You know what else? Okay, I'm pretty sure what happened here is a creeper blew up the block underneath it, because I know I didn't. Yeah, in fact, the torch is missing too. Damn. Eh.
Blue. You could always make charcoal cake.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like bitter because the fact that I'm making charcoal now means I'm kind of eating my words. Because when charcoal was first added to the game, I made a big deal with everyone I played Minecraft with that, oh, whatever, I find so much coal, I don't even need charcoal. So it just feels like I'm eating my words. I'll just get the charcoal rolling and then... Let me get off. Oh, whoop. What did it just do?
Blue. You're eating over 5-year-old words, it isn't that big of a deal. That Jen with the
That
music.
doesn't change how I
The
feel.
official Sonic Twitter is advertising games done quick. Man, I wish Sega acknowledged my existence.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm doing it. I'm not gonna, like, stubbornly not do it, but, you know. This... Also, I never said the feeling was rational. Emotions tend to be irrational things. At times. Okay, there we go. These are the cannons I got.
Nene_L. Hi.
Hey, Nene, how's it going? Just kind of finishing up here, honestly, but this I also at some point need to play on my own server too, just to justify the fact that I'm still paying for it, if nothing else.
Nene_L. Good you.
I'm doing alright. First time doing a really big group SMP thing with other streamers, so this should be interesting. I think on Trovo I did put a link to their Discord in the notification thing, so if you want to check it out. And if you stream, you could probably join it, though. They seem to be mostly focused on YouTube and Twitch, but, you know. So I don't know if someone who streams on some other platform can get in just on the other platform. They'll accept that as an entry.
Nene_L. I gotta go good playing.
Alright, thank you.
Nene_L. Be beating heart.
Bye. Alright then.
That Jen with the music. Me on my way to tell the other streamer to kill you.
Yeah. Well, right now the other streamer that's on actually has been playing with me a bit, so they even helped to build some of the stuff here, so I don't think they'll do it at all. There we go. Does that add a bit more depth to the build? Ow. Maybe I can... like that,
Blue.
maybe?
We have the power of bribery cake.
Bribe him with what? You're not even in the game. Oh, wait a minute.
Blue. Oh, I don't know what's commonly used for bribing people? That Jen with the
Do you
music.
have money?
I'll tell them I am your self-proclaimed manager and that killing you would improve the profitability of not only the Left 4 Cake brand but the SMP as a whole.
I like the addition of self. I like the fact that you have to specify that you're self-proclaimed. Because that's what makes it really convincing, right? Right. Anyway, ideally I'll still do my regular stream at a regular time, so this is just kind of a bonus thing because oh, one. A bonus thing because I want to get some more stuff done here. Mainly the bridge. So yeah, so hopefully see you guys around later. But peace out.